Broadcast is an alternative video game programme. Viewers should prepare themselves for games-related jokes, nonsense and general hijinks.
From the alternative world of video games today, Caroline meets the elite of Japanese anime, Colin McRae goes up against World Rally Championship, fomenting revolution on your PC, and goals rain down in our professional football championship. Hey there viewers, you know, I love football. I especially love the way that for someone like me, who's got to accept at this age, they're never going to play the game professionally, there's still an allure of watching as a mature, sensible spectator. Please, give me a chance. Just let me show you what I can do. I'm only 35. I can do a job. I've got my own boots. Sorry about that. Sometimes just runs away from me, that. Okay, on with your letters now, and another fine one this week. This is from Joyce Barber from Kirkby Lonsdale. Dear One Games Attack, I'm an old person who's recently been attacked by muggers. Would playing Tekken 4 enable me to beat them off in future? Well, no it won't, Joyce, but it will mean playing it that you'll end up with an addiction so severe you'll never get out the house again. Glad to be of service. Anyway, when video games try to tell stories, the results can be disastrous. Today we're going to take a look at the 5 worst ever game plot lines. At number 5, it's Super Monkey Ball 2. The first Monkey Ball was a simple affair. Roll the cute little fella around, grab the bananas and win the level. There really was no need for a story. So why for a sequel did they make us feel the need to create one, and a crap one at that? King Bad Boon has raided the cute monkey's village and stolen the gigantic bananas. Now the 4 monkey heroes must take a treacherous journey across a perilous land to save the bananas. We do hope no one got paid for that pitiful effort, which shows every sign of being written on a bar napkin late one night in a Tokyo smack den. At number 4, it's Space Channel 5. Though a fine game, its plot is the stuff of nonsense. Alien creatures called the Marolians have invaded planet Earth. But instead of using ray guns to turn our cities into dust and melt our brains, their weapons make us fall into a catatonic dance trance. Thank goodness for TV reporter Ulala, who uses her talents on the dance floor to counteract the aliens' musical onslaught. Hang on a minute though, that's not that much different than the plot of Footloose. Maybe it's just that dancing and plots are just not happy bedfellows.
Stay tuned.
We'll be revealing the shocking folly lurking at positions 3 and 2 later in the show. Look, I just want 5 minutes. 5 minutes, me, 1 ball, 1 goal. That's all, right? They say great footballers are born. They cannot be trained. Well, when I was a child, I was told I was a great footballer, so I didn't train. 30 years later, I can't even climb a flight of stairs without requiring a complete blood transfusion and a pair of new lungs. So that's that with that. Some more facts for your perusal now in today's Behind the Game. In 2003, the overthrow of the state didn't seem quite as tempting as it does now, but those with trouble in mind could test their mettle with Republic, the Revolution.
A game about politics hasn't really been done before, and it was, an unusual subject matter for a game. The thing was that really inspired me was things like seeing Che Guevara and films like Evita. The romantic idea of a revolutionary, that's what I tried to get across to the player.
Великая скорость такая.
It was set in an ex-Soviet Union state that was run by a dictator, and the idea was that the player was a faction leader and they were charged with overthrowing the dictator by any means. The initial vision for it was a much more open-ended type of game, much more freeform. You should have been able to, pretty much do anything you wanted in terms of create huge rallies and have the population respond to you in slightly more intelligent ways. We had to make the game a little bit more linear and story-based so that we could make it was manageable to do in time.
As any conspirator will tell you, plotting a revolution takes a while, and so did the game's development, a stretch of 5 years.
Probably the hardest thing in the production was really boiling down such a massive concept, ambitious concept, to something that was manageable in some reasonable time frame. There was a whole host of things we needed to make to create Republic. In terms of technology, we needed huge amounts of AI and graphics technology. There was a real struggle getting enough money together to get it done and keeping the team motivated and just boiling the concept down enough.
If the game didn't quite live up to the fevered expectations surrounding it, what does Demis feel they achieved?
We delivered on a lot of the promises we made. Some things we fell short of, but I think that's always going to be the case with such an ambitious idea. And I'm pleased we tried to do something that was as pioneering as that.
Older and wiser, Demis has given up on revolution and is hard at work on a new game called Slow Gradual Change Through Legislative Gridlock.
We scoured the Premiership and the Championship in search of the best Pro Evolution players to stage the world's first virtual football competition. 8 pros have to compete through group rounds and knockout stages until one of them has earned the right to be crowned the When Games Attack Football Champion.
A Shufty at Group B shows Anthony Gardner and Martin Rowlands joint top with 4 points each. Matty Taylor is behind them, lucky boys, while Stephen the goalie Bywater has yet to get a point.
It's the final round of games in Group B, and we've got pretty boy Matt Taylor from Portsmouth against Martin Rowlands from QPR, who's grafted out the results so far. I'm going to turn to Matt first of all, because Matt, I'm a little bit sad.
Why?
If you don't win this, you're out. And that means no more will I be able to sit next to you.
You can't abuse me anymore.
Well, I can't abuse you anymore. I can't make pathetic attempts to demean you in the eyes of the public just because I'm jealous you're a younger, better looking guy than I am. That's not good, is it?
No.
Well, what are you going to do today then, Matt?
I'm going to try and win.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to try today. I'm really going to give it my best shot and hopefully I'll get a win.
How are you going to do that, mate?
I don't know. I'm going to try and get the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, see, so.
it's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can't talk to you like that, Martin, can I? You wouldn't accept nonsense like that at all, would you? No. Martin's looking at me going, yeah, just you try that little kind of chat with me. You have ground out results. You had a real hard-fought game, first of all, against Anthony Gardner. You had a win against the run of play in your last game. You're a fighter, aren't you?
Yeah, I've had 2 hard-fought games, but I can see this one's going to be the same now because he's got to get the 3 points. But
you just need a draw, don't you?
I just need a draw, so it'll just be hard work trying to defend.
As the difference is, Matt Pretty Boy has to win, otherwise he's going home to his little My Little Pony duvet in his bedroom. Join us after the break.
Before we go, let's see who's made the 3 and 2 spot of our top 5 list of the stupidest gaming plots ever. At number 3, it's Silent Hill 2. The story gets off to a good start. Your character, James Sunderland, receives a letter from his wife asking him to come to the town of Silent Hill. Trouble is, she died in a car accident a year ago. Not bad. But things deteriorate when it's revealed that James is not a hero, but a psycho who's imagining the chaos around him. Now, I get a semi about plot twists as much as the next guy, but the it's all happening in my head cliché is the worst in the book and ruins what could have been a perfectly good yarn. At number 2, it's Super Mario Sunshine. Mario's adventure starts off simple and sweet. The hairy-lipped plumber and his missus are going on holiday to Isle de Fino. But when a Mario lookalike does a graffiti job on the resort, the plot goes all Kafkaesque. Mario's hauled up in front of court and stands accused of thug-like vandalism. Refusing to believe he was framed, the judge sentences him to community service and orders him to clean up the town. Though it's a great game, Shigeru Miyamoto and his fellow geeks should not dabble in the complexities of the judicial system. Next time, forget the sexist accusations and stick with a hapless princess instead. The stupidest plot in gaming will be revealed in part 2. Coming up in the alternative video game show, Animators versus Caroline, Colin McRae versus World Rally Championship, and the worst video game plot ever. But first, let's join Stevie Morgan in the commentary box for our football challenge, Martin Rowland's Portugal against Matt Taylor's Argentina.
Thanks again, Dominic, and the virtual beautiful game is underway, and it's Portugal on the attack. It's 1-0 to Portugal. Matt Taylor can't believe it. He knows his life is on the line here today. He's got to get a result, but it's 1-0 to Portugal already. That brings the first half to a close. And it's Portugal leading by 1-0, who get us underway for the second half. But Argentina are on the attack there, but some strong defending.
How is that not a penalty?
Well, I can tell you it's not a penalty because the referee didn't give it, Matt Taylor. Very simple indeed. But Portugal in the ascendancy. What's the keeper doing?
What's my goalie doing? What's my goalie doing?
What's the keeper doing?
What is my goalie doing?
I'm asking you that, Matt Taylor. No, a nation wants answers. Look at that there, the keeper right out of the goal mouth. And that was a simple 2-0 to Portugal. And that was very nearly 3-0. Oh, that was an outrageous tackle.
Surely.
It's got to be a red card. Yes, he's off. The walk of shame is his. This was an outrageous tackle. He came in from behind and could have done that man an injury. It's Pauletta with a penalty. It's 3-0.
Just straight down the middle.
Matt Taylor can't believe it. He was duped there straight down the middle. But Pauletta, calm and poised on the spot, makes it 3-0. Argentina now makes it 3-1. Come on, says Matt Taylor. This is a goal orgy. And everybody's invited, so take off your clothes. Can Argentina now claw themselves back into this game? It's 3-1 to Portugal. That is the final whistle. Matt Taylor can't believe it. It ends Portugal 3, Argentina 1.
Martin Rowlands, I think that's what they call a romp.
Yeah, it's quite convincing, to be fair. He nicked one back in the end, but that was poor goalkeeping. Keeper should have saved that.
What was your secret today?
I don't know, I think he was going gung-ho trying to get the win, and I just opened him up, really.
Pretty boy. There is a school of thought that says, you know, if you're going to blow it.
Yeah, you've got Ryan style, haven't you?
Well, style. I say blow it big time.
Yeah, I blew it well, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
I don't know what my keeper was doing, but...
It could have all been very different because you did get what I thought was a stonewall penalty.
Yeah,
turned down.
Well, the refs are obviously not trained correctly, are they?
And then after that, you just kind of went a bit mental.
Yeah, everything hit the fans, shall we say. I've had fun.
Yeah, have you?
I've had
have you
fun,
really?
yeah.
Not too much.
Apart from being abused by you, but other than that, I've had fun.
Not a good word to use technically, just for legal reasons. Annoyed, teased, not abused. It takes
Teased,
into.
what about teased? You can't really use teased either, can you?
Yeah, teased. No, not in that way. Well, it's with a heavy heart that we say goodbye to Matty Taylor. And if we look at the table, there sits Mr. Rowlands there, proud as a peacock there. But, of course, Anthony can end up with the top berth if he humps the goalie in the next show from Group B. Please join us then.
One says black, the other says white. One says left, the other says right. They never can agree. Being Xbox plays interviews PC. Time to cook their fuse to bed. That's Queenie and Cuddly hate to us.
Hi viewers. Before we start, I'd just like to say that I've had my credit card stolen this week, so if anybody out there sees it, please could you return it to our production office. Thanks. Anyway, on with today's head-to-head. Once again, we've got a couple of games that are going to fight out to see which one's the best. Queenie and Cugley are ready? Let's go for your boxes. Today, both ladies feel the need for speed. Cuddly is going for Colin McRae 4, and up against that, Queenie is pumped for WRC 3. Round 1. Graphics.
Developers Evolution Studios have strived to make World Rally Championship 3 look as accurate as possible. When the superbly texture-mapped cars crash into barriers, they sustain realistic damage. Colin McRae 4 displays the same concern for realism. Stunning weather effects enliven each track, and the car models move with an uncanny likeness to the real thing. But which looks better? 59% of the 100 gamers surveyed said World Rally Championship had the better graphics. Round 1 to WRC. 2 more rounds to go.
So congratulations, Queenie. WRC3 triumphs in the graphics department. But how long can Colin McRae last? Let's find out in round 2. Lifespan.
Taking a more arcadey approach to the genre, WRC3 offers a competitive split-screen mode to keep feet on the pedals. Other options allow detailed access to the inner workings and stats of over 35 licensed cars. Colin McRae Rally also features an impressive number of cars and tracks, as well as standard split-screen multiplayer action. The PC version can also support up to 8 players. But which game do you play the longest? 55% of you said Colin McRae 4 had a better lifespan than World Rally Championship. Colin McRae takes round 2. 1 more round to go.
Don't take it out on me. I didn't programme WRC3. Anyway, congratulations to you, Curly, and Mr. McRae for your lifespan there. OK, the single deciding round that's left is the most important one. Gameplay.
As WRC3 is the officially licensed game of the World Rally Championship, fans can get a buzz from driving the real cars, playing as the real drivers and mastering the real courses. Being able to watch genuine driving footage makes WRC3 the ultimate rally driving experience. Colin McRae 4 looks real and it plays real. The different weather types and terrain affect the car's handling. So whether negotiating a slippery forestry course or sliding off a treacherous icy path, driving feels just right. But which of them offers the better rally experience? 64% of those surveyed said World Rally Championship 3 has the best gameplay. WRC wins round 3, meaning World Rally Championship 3 is today's winner, 2 rounds to 1.
As you can see, Curly is safely ensconced in a little forfeit house, courtesy of Colin McRae's lack of winning ability for once. So I think it's pretty obvious what's going to happen next. Should we do us the honours, Queenie? See you next time for another head-to-head.
Now it's time to find out what is the #1 stupidest game plot of all time, but here are the previous 4. At number 5, the disaster of stolen bananas in Super Monkey Ball. At 4, aliens come dancing in Space Channel 5. At 3, stupid laughable monsters in Silent Hill 2. At 2, crime and punishment in Super Mario Sunshine. But the #1 example of the most stupid gaming plot is Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. Solid Snake infiltrates a tanker to find a new Metal Gear, but the tanker's hijacked by Russian soldiers who are then killed by Revolver Ocelot. He steals the Metal Gear, destroys the tanker and kills Solid Snake. Okay so far? Then 6 months later, Snake infiltrates a hijacked environmental facility, but he's not the Solid Snake, he's actually called Raiden because Solid Snake is dead. Then you meet a soldier called Pliskin who looks like Solid Snake but can't be Solid Snake, but then the Solid Snake can't be dead because the head terrorist is called Solid Snake, but doesn't look like Solid Snake and is actually called Solid the Snake, who's working with Ocelot to fire a nuclear missile but doesn't really want to fire a nuclear missile because he's actually after people called the Patriots who are... Ah!
Too fat to play defence. They say the final joy of travelling is the journey home. And that was never more true than in 1983, when I returned after 12 years in a Japanese detention centre following a clumsy joke with a customs official. I can't go back there. Caroline Flack can.
Now, you wouldn't think it to look look at me, but some people have actually dared to question how hard I really am. So, to prove them wrong, we've got a rock-hard feature for you today with a visit to the Bad Boy Anime House Production IG. Have it. Production IG is in the vanguard of anime's second coming, responsible for movies like Ghost in the Shell, The Last Vampire, and the animated section of Tarantino's Kill Bill. They've built a reputation not just for their striking visual style, but also for their narrative bent, which tends towards weird, complicated stories, often bleak in outlook. Less intimidatingly, they all wear slippers in the office. Well, they're not doing my street cred any good, but we're in Japan and we're playing by the rules. And I'm joined by one of the producers from Production IG, Mr. Murishita. How do you come up with your project, your ideas?
Well, it depends on what is being made. But if you take the Japanese anime world as a whole, 70 to 80% of films are based on manga. Manga cartoons are very old in Japan, and here at Production IG, we use them as inspiration as well. Both Innocence and Ghost in the Shell 2 are based on manga comics.
Like manga artists, the people at Production IG initially sketch everything by hand. Computers are only used to achieve specific shots or effects.
We use both hand-drawn and computer animation. 60% of the animation here is hand-drawn, doing it cell by cell like Disney. But when we move on to something like colour shading or a special effect such as animating a robot, that would be created as a wireframe model in a computer and then brought into a hand-drawn frame.
Production IG's latest film is the lavish production Innocence. Set in the year 2032, Bateau, a cyborg detective for the anti-terrorist unit, investigates the case of a female robot, one created solely for sexual pleasure, who has slaughtered her owner. Sounds cheerful.
One of the key themes is androids, and the balance between artificial life and humans. The main story is really a detective story with the hero trying to solve a mystery, but the girl is helping him unseen. It's a love story between things that don't have a physical presence.
Why do you think anime is becoming more popular in the West?
I'm surprised by that myself. More than America, I would say that Europe is where we get the biggest reactions for our releases, and in particular France because of the Cannes Film Festival. We always time our releases to coincide with the festival.
Production IG's success has allowed them to branch into several different mediums, including computer games and television series. Cult PlayStation favourite Parappa the Rapper was turned into a TV hit, and they hope to have similar success with their latest series, Otogi Storshi. Well, you try saying it.
To put it simply, the programme is set 1,000 years ago in the Heian era of Japan, and it's about the time of the birth of the samurai.
Who are the heroes and the heroines in the show?
The lady who's the main character is Hikaru. Hikaru takes on the role of her brother who's dead, and she dresses up as a man and trains to be a samurai warrior.
Are we going to be seeing Otogi Zoshi in... Sorry.
Otogi Zoshi.
Otogi Zoshi. Otogi Storshi. Storshi?
Otogi Zoshi.
Otogi Zoshi.
Yes. Very good.
Are we going to be seeing Otogi in the West?
At the moment, I can't be sure, but I'd love your viewers to see what we've made here.
Nice one. But if any of you have got remaining doubts about how hard I really am, watch this.
Well, that's it for another When Games Attack. As for me, I'm going directly to the training ground. I refuse to believe my last chance has gone. You never know. Between now and Saturday, there might be an outbreak of Ebola running through the whole midfield. Never give up your dreams, kids. Goodbye.